Hey everybody, welcome to the Mill Iron Forge YouTube channel. This is episode 8 in the um, Turkish twist recurve fighter build, and I am just about ready to shape up this guard, and I need to do a little bit of work right down here. So let's go over to the desk and talk about what we're going to do next. Okay, so what is next is I'm going to finalize the fit around this where the handle and the spacer come together. There's a little bit of a lip on this side. I want to take that down. I want to do an heirloom fit on this. And so what an heirloom fit is, for those of you who don't know, an heirloom fit is, so the spacer will be here like this, and the handle will actually set just proud of it. It'll round its way down to it. So I need to take the spacer down probably 20 to 30 thousandths and then round the front of the handle to make those fit together. Then I'm going to take this all off of here and we're going to profile the guard and get it bent around to where I want it. So pretty excited to get that done so I can finally see the finished look of the knife before I go into all the hand sanding and etching the Damascus. Here is everything off of the knife. The spacer right here, what we're going to work on right now. You can see that little mark that I made. That is the bottom front of the spacer. So what I want to do, I have these rusty pair of dividers. I'm just going to scribe a line all the way around this, and I've got it set to about 30 thousandths. I'm going to see if I can scribe a line all the way around at 30 thousandths, and then I'll go grind it down to that scribe line. And then I can round over the handle to make that heirloom fit. So here is the scribe. See that? Pretty good. So I'll just take that right down to that scribe line and on the grinder, and then we'll be able to round over the front corners of the handle to make the heirloom fit. So one thing I didn't mention when I was doing the spacer, when I was grinding the spacer down, so the handle is tapered from here to here. So you want that spacer to continue on that taper. So what I do to do that is I get my handle material over here and I put it flush with the work rest. If I can get everything loosened up here. Flush with the work rest and then make it so that taper continues on right there. So I've essentially rocked the table back just a little bit to continue on that taper. So now when I grind this, it will continue on the same taper as what the handle has. So as you can see, there is the spacer ground down smaller than the handle. So I'm going to take a file and I'm going to round that off to make that heirloom fit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my scribe, I'm going to scribe a line around where the spacer fits up. Just like that. Should be able to see that on there. Oh yeah, you can see that on there. Now I'm just going to take a file. I'm going to round those corners over. I like to use just a little flat file like this. And I'll just hold it here like this and just work on rounding those corners over nice and easy. Don't want to go too far. That spacer is getting pretty small. It's not very big, and I just have it set on there right now, but it's pretty small in the front. So we don't want to have to grind that down any smaller than it already is. So I usually start at about a 45-degree angle. If I can hold it still, I might put it in the vise. Just round those corners over until it fits nice with the guard. It gives a nice, really nice look to it. Okay, so I finished filing up around the edge of the front of the handle to do the heirloom fit. I don't know if you can see, and it'll clean up a lot nicer once I hand sand and everything. So now I think we're on to shaping the guard. So this is what I've come up with so far. I think it's just going to be a simple guard, and I'll do one side and then I will trace it on a piece of paper and then cut it out and flip it over and put it on this side so I get them exactly the same on both sides. This was just a rough drawing of how I wanted to do it. So I'm going to take this over to the porta band and cut off as much as I can, and then do some grinding. I'll bring it back once it's all ground out. Okay, so here is the guard. I think I've got it pretty even. Looks like maybe I could take a little off right there. I can do that in just a little bit. But I tapered it from here down some on both top and bottom. That way it just didn't look so clunky. It'll give it a little nicer look, I think. So I'm going to get all the deep scratches and stuff out of here while I can before it's bent. I think it'll make it easier. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then it's going to be time to put the curves in it. All right, let's get going. Okay, so here's the guard sanded to 400 grit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to mark out where it is I need to bend it. And now I'm just going to try this like this. I really don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. A big ass guard like this. Done some small ones before. I just want to make sure that when your hand is in here, it's not going to touch your knuckles. So I'm going to try starting that bend about right here. I think. All right. Here. Yeah, I think that's going to work. All right. We'll go see if we can't screw this up. Okay, so you can see I have the guard chucked up in the vise here. This is the top, and I want to take it that way. I want to bend it around that way. So I think I'm going to heat it up and use this to hit it so I don't scuff up this side with, using a hammer or something like that. So I'm going to heat it up, and I'm just going to try to bend it around as evenly as I possibly can. I'm going to use my torch. I think I'm going to try starting up a little higher because I think it'll bend easy down by the vise. Easier than I thought it was going to. Okay, so it's curved down just a little bit too much, and then it's got a little bit of a twist in it. It's twisted off that way just a little bit. So I'm going to heat it up and bring it back up just a little bit. Okay, so now we have the bottom side of the guard in the vise, and the top looks pretty good, I think. Let's go ahead and give this one a bend. Okay, so we are going to see how everything fits up now. We have the guard bent and just see how everything looks and feels. Make sure that the guard isn't going to hit my knuckles. So go ahead and get that put on. I think I'll do each one of them individually instead of knocking them both on at the same time. So there is the guard. Spacer goes this way. Oh, it just almost fits on there. Go easy so I don't put any nicks or dings in it. So here we go. Finally a look at it with the guard bent. The handle on. We'll get the handle put on there. Here it is. Oh, that looks nice. I think that's going to be just kind of what I was looking for. Doesn't come close to hitting your knuckles. Now I can go ahead and hand sand everything and do the final glue up. We'll do that on the next one. All right, so here it is with the guard all fit, bent to shape. The handle with the heirloom fit on the front. Basically, we're down to hand sanding and etching the blade to finish this thing out. We will get that done on the next episode. So here it is. It is really happy with the way that this one is turning out. It's been a fun build.